Good day to everyone out there. I am your friend in the School of Marital Breakthrough, Pastor Maxwell Okuribido. I remain indebted to all of you for hooking up to this program, for your time, for your money and data that goes into it. Today we are discussing a new topic, types of marriage. Types of marriage. Our previous knowledge was the topic faulty family foundation. We discussed that extensively and it was in two parts. So today on types of marriage, I would like to let us know that marriage is the greatest institution to be established by God, God the Almighty. It is the first and foremost that led to all the institutions created by God the Almighty. The whole journey began from our first parents, Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden. And here we are today, this long journey that is endless. So on types of marriage, I have 6 from my own perspective of knowledge. Number 1 is what I call the native and customs marriage. Native and customs marriage. Number 2 is registry or court marriage. Registry or court marriage. We have after that church or mosque marriage. Court or beg your pardon. Number 3 as church or mosque marriage. Number 4, that is what I called parlor marriage. It seems to be outdated now. We do have parlor marriage. Then we have intermarriage, and we also have intra-marriage. So let me explain from the beginning, as I would like to read from one of my books, but I titled Getting Married. I want to start explaining to us the first type of marriage as I listed it, which I called native and customs marriage. Native and custom marriage, on page 7, chapter 2 of the book, there I write that this is the traditional way of getting married. It is synonymous to Africans and certain of the Asian countries. These two continents, however, do their marriage ceremonies in a different manner. The seemingly uniqueness in it is that it is done mostly in the homes within the locality or village. In most African continent states, however, dowry, which is the bride price, is paid by the groom or bridegroom, while in Asian continent, for instance, in states or country like India, it is the bride that pays the dowry. In India, for example, closely related people are married to each other, between cousins and nephews. In China, another Asia continent, brothers and sisters marry each other. However, all states or nations of the continent of Africa do neither of these practices. So what is being inferred there is that in Africa, we do not marry to, our marriage is not closely related as we have in the Asia continent. We, just like I said in the book that I just read out under the same aspect of the same type of marriage, where I said cousins are married to each other, nephews are married to each other, as that is applicable to the Indians, yes. But for the people in China, it is allowed that brother can marry the sister and vice versa. So this is not the case with us in Africa. We do not do things like this. We want to get married, we go distance. So the second type of marriage that I listed, as I have it here, registry or court marriage. As the name implies, it is a kind of marriage that is done in the registry of the local council. It is an aspect of marriage that is guaranteed by the government to back the wedding, in which case that to protect the woman particularly from being jilted. It is done to forestall separation in marriage by the husband. It is a legal backing that is given by the federal government in that respect. In this instance of registry or court marriage, the man and woman get themselves before the registrar, who read to them what and what they should not do that might lead to bigamy in marriage. So in this instance of marriage, it does not really attract many people as you have in church or mosque marriage. So the man and woman goes before the registrar after they might have written, filing, to which notice is given to the public, whosoever do not want that marriage to hold. After 21 days and nothing happens, the marriage is conducted. So that is that. For a certificate is issued at the end that is given to is the property of the woman in most cases. So that explains registry marriage. The third, which as I have it here, church or mosque wedding, that is the aspect of we call it white wedding. Going by the olden days ways of doing things, as we inherited it from the Europeans, where the woman must be in the gown and the man is suited. It is that which explains contracting marriage before God the Almighty, because in the church we have clerics, either the reverend, the pastor, the catechist, the deacon and deaconesses. From the mosque and Islamic aspect of it, we have the alfa, the sheikh, the imam, who will be ready to stand in gap for God before the man and woman who wants to get married. So in this kind of wedding, it pulls a number, it pulls crowd, because it's almost everyone that gets there. Unlike as we have in the case of the two previously explained types of marriage, registry or court marriage, and traditional wedding. Sorry, and yes, traditional wedding explains the first of which I explained as native and customs marriage. So, point number 4, we have parlor marriage. Like I said, parlor marriage is outdated. But those days before we got married, we do have it, where the man and the woman agrees they are going to be very few in number, right? Going by the name parlor marriage, the whole thing, exercise is done in the sitting room of, in most cases, the house of the groom. It will also take place anywhere, but mostly it is done in the home, in a small place within the home apartments. Few people again that are there. Sometimes the parents are not there. Sometimes the parents of the bride and the grooms are there. But it's important, just like I've been saying, that we should not do any wedding in the absence of our parents. Somebody, if they cannot make it to the venue, should be sent to represent them with their knowledge and with their consent to the marriage. And in all the marriage that I've also mentioned, we must have a man of God from either Islamic religion background or Christianity religion that will stand in gap. So the other ones that I have to discuss is intermarriage and intramarriage. Intermarriage, let me read from the book so that I will not miss the point. In intra, this is described as a kind of a wedding whereby a man and a woman who got married are not from the same ethnic group, do not speak the same language, have different cultural background, but are from the same nationality, country, or state. Bridal materials presented by the groom vary from one locality to another in terms of what the bride's family demand on their daughter. Essentially, basic needs that will keep the woman going when married. That explains in intra-marriage. What can I add to that? I think that explains itself. For the last of the type of marriage, intermarriage. Intermarriage is a kind of marriage where the man and woman who are married are not from the same nationality, country, or state. Sometimes they may be from different continents, but sometimes from the same, it could be from the same continent or different continents. In intermarriage, the bride and groom may be from the different race, such as white man marrying a black woman, or vice versa. That also explains itself intra as we have it. For instance, here in Nigeria, a Nigerian can be married to a Ghanaian. It is moving from one state to another state. It is moving from one country to another country. Essentially, when a black man is married to a black woman and vice versa, so explains intermarriage. So that is that to explain intermarriage. I would like to explain that with due respect to bridal price, which is the dowry, it must be emphasized that it becomes unique to marriage those in recent times from our own country, from our own region, from our own continent, Africa, and to be specific, Nigeria, the dowry is being rejected, particularly by the those from the tribe of the Yoruba. They see it as if their daughters are being sold to the man. But the important thing is that the man that wants to marry must make sure he brings it up. It's now the prerogative of the woman, the bride family, to either accept or reject it. Still talking of bride price, which is the dowry. Let us not forget that in the Asia continent, the reverse is the case. It is the man that pays dowry. The man pays dowry to the family of the wife. The man pays, the bridegroom pays dowry to the bride's family.